This is for 4 wins in a row for the Adelaide Crows heading to their bye. And for Melbourne, it's for the upset of the round.
There's a loose at each end.
From the ball up. Jamar with the flick. Thompson with the clearance to half forward. Adelaide rises. Cross. McDonald. Bouncing ball. Good attack, Salem. He grabbed it. Knew he was going to be tackled. No prior opportunity. Ball up. He's the sub, Christian Salem. Came on earlier with the Giorgio concussion issue. Had to go back off with the sub's best back on. But he's fresh. Jetta. He's had a good afternoon. Spills that one to Grimes, to Turlick, to McDonald. They're still full of run, Melbourne. Cross in ball. Matt Jones. Long launch. Stand start. Tough ball for Frawley, and Talia thumps it over the line.
Yeah, Talia's really given Frawley a touch-up at this stage. He's only had the 7 disposals, Frawley, and Talia had 11. But Frawley needs to stand up in this last quarter if they're going to hold on.
It's a pensive crowd right now. They're just waiting, hoping something will happen. Jetta flies. Turlick crumbs. Bernie Vince against his old team. To Dunn. It's wide. And is it out on the full? It is.
Yep.
Adelaide ball.
They're going to take the game on, Adelaide. They need to get that hard running. They need Smith, McKay, those types of players to be able to break the lines and get the ball down into the forward 50.
Having said that, Roo, Melbourne have got to be courageous and go out and win the game, not try and save it as well.
Absolutely.
They can't get too defensive.
Yeah. And they need to stop Dangerfield. He's off and running. Petrenko in a one-on-one. How? Almost. Still goes. Petrenko goes to ground. Paddles it out. McDonald lends a hand. Dunn. He doesn't want to go to the open side here, and that's almost deliberate.
Why would you do that?
It is.
That just... Oh, you've got possession. You've got a long kick up the line.
And that's brought the crowd back into it. Jacobs wants to play on. Gets off his man quick. It's a tumbler. Eddie Betts likes it on the deck, though. Turns them inside out. The handball wasn't good. Nathan Jones. Salem flies. And quick to pounce on it. Knocks it on. Pressure on Talia. Got it off just in time. Brown. Good hands. Thompson. Hunted down by Watts. Big fist, McDonald. Kills it across the line.
It's a good point you make, Chase, about Melbourne taking the game on. They can't go back into the shell and try and play possession footy and try and hold on to it. You have to attack. Otherwise, you're going to give the opportunity to the opposition to attack you, and that can really cause all sorts of issues.
Sloan, good pick on the run to Thompson from 48 to the square. Adelaide! That's what they bought him for. Grabs like that in big moments.
Always looked like he was going to mark that one, didn't he?
And he pays his way. There's a kick in it.
Well, it doesn't matter what sort of day you've had as a forward. In a low-scoring game like this, you only need to kick a couple of goals in the last quarter and you can turn the course of the match. And James Adelaide has a chance of doing that. Everyone was worried about their own opponent, so it became a one-on-one. And Tom McDonald, unable to get separation, run and jump at the ball. He chose to do the body-on-body. And Adelaide just too strong. Stood tall, took a good grab.
The one thing too, Jace, you don't want a body Pods. He's unbelievably strong. Bench presses about 150 to 160 kilos. Huge in those one-on-ones. That's the kind of game that he loves to play.
And Adelaide dominating the clearances in this last quarter. It's 4-0 early on in the final quarter.
Viney, good tackle. Wrapped up, taken to the deck. Still got it. Does come out.
If you use the clearances well, if you get this clearance and you use the ball well, that gets the 50-50 up in the forward line, one-on-one against your opponent. And that's why Adelaide won that. He didn't have the third man coming over the top, so big quarter for the clearances for both sides.
Thompson held. Thompson's ball. They'll get another clearance.
Starting to rack up the disposals, Tomo.
Oh, that was nearly 50 against Kennedy Harris. I don't know what he was thinking there. Standing right in Scott Thompson's face.
This will be his 7th disposal in 5 minutes of footy.
Adelaide up again. Not quite the second grab. Still a chance for Adelaide to tie the scores, to level it up. They did lead early in this game. If you just joined us, they kicked the opening goal of this contest, and Melbourne responded with the next 7 goals of the game.
Right now, Melbourne very reactive, though. They're under siege. They've got to win some first use of the footy.
Bernie Vince lays the tackle. Comes out, almost a trip. Umpires put the whistle away again. Laird bangs it inside 50. Vince. Saving grab.
Watts has worked really hard here. That's a great lead.
And a good pass to him.
Yeah,
and he's got the runners. Salem's one of them. It's long in his direction. Fresh man looks up. Who does he want? Dawes will do, or the boundary line. They can reset. They get the line. And Dawes makes him earn it to the line.
Scotty Thompson's had 7 disposals in this last quarter. We spoke about Nathan Jones at 3/4 time, Jace, having limited impact on the game. Would you put Jones on Thompson to try and quell his influence?
Yeah, they'd love to find a way to get Nathan Jones into the game, wouldn't they? Maybe that'd take him to the footy a little bit more. A little bit cheeky, tackle over the boundary line.
Back into play. Frawley doing some ruck work. Sloan tried to pluck it and go. Unsuccessful.
Well, Jace, if they get Jones to go to somebody, and knowing Kerridge is probably going to follow around Jones, it means you're going to have that spare around the ball from a Melbourne point of view.
Tyson got his hands free. Bale on hands and knees. He raked it in. Had to get it out. Brown tried to slip a handball through the congestion. Both teams, plenty of players around the ball up.
Yeah, at least Melbourne have got the ball in their forward half for a change. So a few stoppages here, a little bit of game played in the forward territory go a long way towards just relieving that siege mentality that they must have felt for much of the third quarter and early here in the last.
Enormous amount of space here for the team that gets a clearance. That's knocked to the line. And it's okay. Thompson and Cross head to head. Daniel Cross game 217. Scott Thompson game 252.
And that's a change they've only just made. Yep. Most of the game he's been on Rory Sloan, Daniel Cross.
Tyson to Bale. Floats it towards Salem. One hand. Almost got his own crumb. Lays a tackle. Stripped.
Oh, that was high, wasn't it?
Slipped high. Under it. Viney didn't get the free. Bale gets ball. Gives it to Tyson. The overlap. Kennedy Harris.
Well done, Talia.
Brown tried to tow it away, clean missed it. Watts gets a chance. Nathan Jones there for him. He ignores that. Top of the square. Big thump. Talia toward the boundary line. Ball in.
This is a good passage for Melbourne.
It is. The problem about putting Cross on the Thompson is what you said before. He was on Sloan. Now, Rory Sloan, if there's anyone who fights and does anything he has to do to get his side across the line, it's Rory Sloan. So don't be surprised if he bobs up and wins the game for Adelaide.
Last year's best and fairest winner. He's got the goods when it counts. Dawes tried to break free. Huge pack under this. Play on was the call. Grigg somehow. Kick smothered by Viney though. Ricochets toward Dunn. Oh, Cheddar.
Oh, that shouldn't happen.
And bangs it. Terrible kick. Even a behind would have been better than that. Would have made us 7 points.
Just got a bit carried away after doing some really good work. Yeah, well, Jetta, but it's been a really good 5-minute block because they've kept Adelaide hemmed in down here. What they need to do is get something out of it, the D's.
Still 6 points the margin. Jamar. Jacobs. Viney. Got in Nathan Jones' way. I think he's down. He is down big time. He's hardly moved. Jacobs flicks it up. Sloan put his head down, went hard.
Oh, he's still down, Viney.
Bernie Vince got a half kick. Kennedy Harris. Tyson. Good spot to hit. Frawley down there, got a fist on it. Viney about to jump at this again. Knocked down to Watts. Oh, he parted the seas. Got the kick away. It's high. Goal square. Talia.
He's completely out of sorts, James Frawley.
And 50 against Frawley.
His judgment was so poor he didn't even compete for that. He thought it was going through. He really has struggled today to give them any sort of contest.
Here's the Viney hit from just before. There's Viney, he's running around, he's up and about now.
South Australian junior captain, of course. Playing for the team his father played for. Big build-up this for Adelaide. McKay. Adelaide flying. Umpire's found a free. It's Adelaide's one.
Well, what's Pod's doing now?
He's holding his leg.
Potts is down here, guys. He's just hit his leg in that contest.
Oh, look out. Trouble.
Big fly. Eddie Betts. Umpire's found another free. And it's going to Adelaide.
Pod's is still down here, boys, though.
Not against you,
He grabbed something.
Well, let's have a look.
It's going to Rory Sloane here.
Oh. Well, he's running at least, Pods. He's trying to get off.
So bittersweet pictures here for Adelaide fans. They're going to lose another man, but they should level the scores. Rory Sloane to tie it up. No!
Wow, that's a big miss. 20 out directly in front.
That's unlike Sloaney. Very unlike Rory Sloane. Well, they're working on Adley's calves here, so he might be fine.
Or was it cramp?
I think he gave him the okay, guys. He's just come up for a bit of a rest, get some work on the calves.
That's a good way to get a rest, at least.
Pedersen goes up, got hands to it. Cross to Viney, who's having an influence toward the wing. Good Buckley.
Charlie's on.
One straight kick from the lead now, Adelaide. 5 points the margin. It opens up for Grigg. He's their fresh man. Wow. He's Adelaide's sub. He's been on for a while, though. Wants to pump it long. Heads wide. Jeddah.
He's been terrific.
Yep. And he's gone down with some cramp.
Is this the best game you've seen Jeddah play?
Oh, by a mile, Moogs. And, maybe it could be the making of him.
He had just one kick last week against Sydney and was subbed out.
Well, his body positioning today has been absolutely fantastic, hasn't it?
Someone's got to get near him because he might be able to kick it that far with a cramp.
He was on the borderline of being dropped. Talia, good fly and a good pluck.
They're just getting nothing from those long contests. Here's trouble.
Jenkins, one grab, two, just beyond his range perhaps.
Yeah, too far out.
He's looking to give.
Does give. High, long, almost Jacobs. Almost. Another behind. This game has exceeded all expectations, and it's going down to the wire. Viney, it's a 4-point game. Halfway through this final term. 12 gone, 12 and change left.
It's been 51 inside 50s to 35 in favour of Adelaide, and they're down.
You'll be careful here because Jenkins is loose behind the ball.
So Dawes in a 1-on-2.
Great.
And wins it.
That's brilliant. He can go one out to Lyndon Dunn, who's pushed forward.
So Long, Cross could even jump. He waits for a crumb. Goes in his direction. Thompson got there first. Feeds a handball out to Kerridge. Dangerfield, McKay, the bomb. Jacobs forward, thumped away. Howe stayed down, hands it off. Jeddah, Vince, showing some poise here, Melbourne. McDonald,
good kick. Straight down the middle.
So Burns looks up. Lyndon Dunn's forward. There's a free kick off the ball.
Gee, I don't know that helps Melbourne.
It's a distraction more than anything.
Because it slows play up. Adelaide get all their numbers back when he was about to deliver the ball into an open forward line.
Should the umpire even call it? What do you...
Yeah,
he's got to if it's a free, it's a free. I suppose,
exactly. But now you're kicking to a crowd of people. Well, they can set up though and try and keep the ball now in the forward half, Melbourne.
I tell you what they wouldn't want to do, Melbourne, here is chip it and get it turned over.
Sets it up. Jamar's his target. Goes up. The fists come, knocked down. Nathan Jones. Was he caught high?
Oh.
You bet he was.
He did slip here. Let's have a look at this one. He's taking his time. Is he milking the clock? Did he cop one in the Scott maybe at the back lower neck?
He's only had the one kick in this fourth term, but this is as critical as any kick he's likely to have. If he can just give them some breathing space, and he drop at the knees. I reckon he's induced that one.
He's their gun. He's their best and fairest winner the last 2 seasons. From the angle.
What a kick.
And he has risen to the occasion.
Well, that's a big kick. A very, very big kick. You take it back to the other end when Sloane missed a shot from the other end, 20 metres out in front. Let's have another look to see if this was.
He half ducks and drops at the knees.
It's a free kick.
It's a classic.
You can't. You just.
He ducked into it
from that angle. It's a no-brainer.
He drew it. There's no doubt about it.
But the kick was amazing for a right footer. That was a very tough kick. He hasn't had a big game, but he might have a big last quarter.
The big scoreboard's here. Urge the 19th man to get involved, the crowd to get involved, but they're stunned right now. Tyson caught. Tackle slip low, no free. Bale heads wide. Salem can't mark. Burns, Riley, Salem both go hard at it. Play on the call. Burns goes back to Burney. Back inside 50. Pedersen down there. Dunn both there. Neither could trap it. Crouch back against the grain. Gives it to Hardigan. Wide ball. Nathan Jones again in the action. And it's still alive. Smith takes them on. Has a bounce.
He can run.
Open space ahead. Nathan Jones. He's not making any ground. Another bounce to inspire them. Back to Sloan. He owes the one. Missed one earlier. Ducks out of it. Back to Smith. You'd think he's cooked. He's just run 200. Kick was terrible. Kerridge stripped of it by Nathan Jones. Still a chance. Hard they go. Still a chance. Dangerfield. Well, you would have backed him in, surely. Who else?
He's a power runner, isn't he? I don't know who the Melbourne player was, but there was an opportunity to tackle him, but he just brushed him aside with consummate ease. He kept it in. The whole ball has to be over the line. Hard to tell from that angle, but then he really made something happen. Look, he got the ball forward, and then it was Pedersen who just lunged with the arms. Got to tackle the hips. You've got to go with his hips. He's too strong, too good.
22 disposals, 2 goals, 2 for Paddy Dangerfield. Could he be the difference? Could he be the match winner, which he's done so many times already in his short career?
Crows have not led since the opening minutes of this game. Bernie Vince rolls it to half forward. Couldn't find a teammate. Laird to the wing. Good use of the body. Ball spilled though from Greg. Kennedy Harris having an influence. Viney the 1-2. Matt Jones out on the full. 4 points the margin.
As you'd expect, boys, the crowd unbelievable at the moment. It's so loud down here. They just love Dangerfield, and why wouldn't you?
Cross got a hand on us.
Well done.
Kennedy Harris spun out of trouble. Jamar. Howe got it from Tyson straight through Turlick. Good desperation. Crouched.
It's gone up a notch.
Back to Turlick. Dawes sidestep. Watts tries to find space where there was none. Howe.
Catch that.
He's the only guy who could probably mark it. Pedersen. He flies. Talia thumps it down. Thompson the crumb. Tries to hand it out. They could take the lead here. 4 points the margin. The surge forward. Jenkins. Podsiadly's forward. It's long. Dangerfield. Thump clear. Brilliant punch.
That spoil from Grimes. He was one out. Dangerfield pushed off with one arm, went on the lead. So Grimes' closing speed is good, but have a look at the spoil. That's a ripper.
Yep.
So that was right in front of me, guys. That is one of the great spoils you'll ever see in our game.
Seasons can hinge on wins like this. For either team, this is huge. Sloan slips a handball out. Swabbled towards the wing.
Oh, 1 in 4. Right. He needs options further afield.
Well, 7.5 minutes. You don't be worried about taking the time off the clock yet. They've got to score to win this game.
He sits it up. Dawes has got a couple to beat this time. He used his body on Hardigan. No free. Through some traffic. Brown almost cut off. Pedersen, it is cut off. Hands it up to Dawes. Played for the free. Didn't have it. Umpire says legged. Melbourne ball. And maybe within range.
Well, you'd think Melbourne are going to have to kick at least another goal if they're going to win this game. There's 7 minutes on the clock. They're 4 points in front. They can't try and save this game. They've got to try and score.
Someone has got to get down on the line. It's Jacobs at the moment on his own. Dawes and Jamar trying to work down there. Jack Watts, take your full 30 seconds. Get your breath back. And make the best effort you can here. The goal will be invaluable.
Big kick.
to push this margin back out to 10 points. Watts from outside 50 gets plenty on it. Not enough. Mark! Can you believe it? The big arms of Jamar up, and Brenton Sanderson cannot believe what he's seeing.
Well, they had plenty of tools down there. He's got to take his time. He's a left footer, so it's a perfect little round the corner for a left footer.
And just out of the square too, so he's going to have to kick on the angle.
Just keep an eye on how close he allows these Adelaide players at the side. He's got to pull them back.
It's supposed to be 5 metres.
Correct. That's better.
He's got to open up this angle. He's got to step out and kick.
Well done.
What could be a huge goal in the context of the season for both these teams. 10 points the margin, 6 minutes left.
They just won't go away, the D's.
Let's have a look at this, Mark.
Plenty of tools there. Jacobs was there. You had Talia there, but they couldn't spoil Mark Jamar.
We've got
a little nudge
Jacobs.
there. It's good body work on Jacobs.
Just as he's about to jump up there.
The frustrations of coaching.
Well, there's plenty of time left. There's 6 minutes left. 6 minutes here. Plenty of footy, but the Crows will need to kick 2 to win.
Don't ever tell me this game isn't about taking your chances. It's 19 scoring shots to 14 in Adelaide's favour, but they trail by 10 points.
It's not over yet. Still a chance, the Crows. Shaw bangs it to half forward. Turlick gets back.
Kept his eyes on the footy. That was the key. Oh, that's 50.
That's 50. Had to be 50. And with each passing minute here, the Adelaide Crows staring at a loss heading into their bye.
It's only a 40-metre penalty too.
Melbourne only won 2 games for the entirety of last year. They're looking at a second win here in 7 weeks in 2014. The Roos resurrection perhaps is unfolding before your eyes, and that could be 50.
Got to remember too, guys, they're down to only 2 rotations down here, Adelaide. You can see it down here already. They're starting to wear out. Their legs are starting to go on them.
Yeah, it's got to have an impact, Moons. There's got to be players at different stages of this term that come to the bench looking for a rest, and they'll get sent back.
Well, that happened halfway through the second quarter, didn't it?
Well, already Melbourne have had 10 more interchanges. They're really using it very smartly down here as well.
Can he do it from there?
He couldn't kick
60 metres.
That's what he has ahead of him. He smartly centres it. Crouch gets there. Tyson gets there. They all go up. Frawley with the crumb. Thompson.
Do you know what? I like the idea of holding it up, thinking you're going to go long and then chipping it like that. But I reckon if you're going to do a set play like that, it's someone like Jeremy Howe you chip it to. Someone who's got an enormous lead.
Not in the middle of the ground.
Yeah.
Or a little bit closer to the top of the square.
But I just reckon it's all about personnel too when you do that sort of thing. You're going to go to a contest, someone who you'll back in a contest more often than not.
Did he try and do it?
I think he did try and do it. This is big, this clearance. Tyson breaks free outside of the boot.
Brilliant.
Oh, that'll hurt.
Well, all right, Roo. Now we're looking at 16 points with 5 minutes to go.
Well, it's highly unlikely, isn't it? 3 goals in 5 minutes when they've kicked. What do they kick for the game? They've kicked 7 for the game. Unlikely. Legs are in favour of.
Look at the legs. You talk about the lack of interchange. 30-13 handball receives to Melbourne in this fourth term.
And that's a good indication. It's
Massive.
a great indication. But there's still a chance. They've got to find it. But the story is Melbourne at the moment. Look at the Adelaide fans. They're going.
Oh, no. That's not a great sign, Dwayne.
That's hard to believe.
Unless you're a Melbourne supporter.
That is hard to believe. Hey, look at the scoreboard here. There's 24 gone. Surely they know. There's still 5 left. Dangerfield.
He's not done
yet. A floater, tough ball. Unmarkable kick. Petrenko traps it. He gets one too high. The fans better come back. This one's not done yet.
Jack Grimes, he had the floater. He was in the right position, and he just dropped the chest mark.
3 goals in 5 minutes is a lot harder and sounds a lot worse than 2 in 4.5, doesn't it?
I like the way he got back to the mark very quickly now. Take your time, go through your routine.
From directly out.
Kick through
Pump the life back into this one. He nails it. They need 2 goals in 4 minutes 20.
Surely that would have stopped a few of those people that were leaving earlier.
Yeah, actually, we'll go back, boys. Go back. Come on, turn around.
A couple have turned around, but not enough. I would be sticking fat because while you've got, there wasn't much in the free kick either. Only just glanced it.
Will you be staying here just in case your friends said that you're leaving?
You got to pay it from that angle. He was looking for it, Petrenko, and he did it well. He got low. But when Dangerfield's in the middle of the ground, he got that last clearance. Anything can happen.
How can those people face up to their workmates tomorrow?
They're a big chance here, Adelaide.
Absolutely.
Off the side of the boot.
It is. It's a turnover.
Crouch, Dawes bangs it back. Now Smith's under it. Safe hands. He's got the run. Riley's the runner. 4 minutes left. 10 points the margin. Straight down the middle.
Look out.
Jacobs, good hands. McKay drives a long bomb. Podsiadly couldn't quite. Jenkins not quite. Still a chance. Flicked out by Best to Petrenko. He's got the Pods tucked into the pocket. Wants to open it up.
It's nervous times now for the D's. So they get possession from the kick out. Can they find some loose targets? A lot of the time they set up all on one side of the ground and they just kick to big numbers. He's got the chip kick if he wants it.
Well, look, you're just going to kick it. If they can find someone loose, fine them. Otherwise, long to the boundary.
Bernie Vince, first game against his old team, drives it long. Clock continues to run.
Good contest.
Good tackle. Turlick led. And we're down to 3:29. 9 points the margin. Melbourne led by as much as 36.
If you're going to kick long from the kick out, why not use the chip kick to the pocket first, because it chews up another 10 or 20 seconds.
Touch play on the call. High ball off hands. Cheddar. He hit position A and takes off. Grimes. He's had a fantastic afternoon. Needs to hit a target. Dawes working hard. Got there.
Great kick and great lead. And now Dunn's working hard. Got to go to him.
Dunn heads wide to the boundary. Out of play, just as good as a mark, you'd think, for Melbourne.
That's a good result over the top.
Runs back onto it and sees it out.
2 goals in 3 minutes. Tough assignment.
Have they got the legs left?
You wouldn't think so, but if you're going to try and find a win, usually you can find another effort. But they're going to have to win the clearances here and get some run.
Melbourne stalking the upset of the year, perhaps. This is huge against the odds. Sloan caught high. Free kick.
He just got the head down as he went into Bernie Vince. Vince was on Dangerfield in that stoppage, and I reckon the key thing he's got to do is not let him get goal side.
Eddie Betts to Greg. And it sets up nicely. He's got a couple of options. One of them wide is right. He gets away from Turlick. Takes them. No, he drops it. 3 demons around him. He gets away with it. Dangerfield again to inspire them. Almost run down. Centering kick. Kerridge. No mark. Gathers his own crumb. Caught. Did he drag that in?
You can see what Nathan Jones is yelling, ball.
Someone's going to have to come third man up and try and hit it to space. Look, there's about 30 players in the forward 50 here. There is no space. You have to hit it 25 metres.
Pedersen does some rough work. Just hammered clear. That could be deliberate. Oh, it stands on its end and saves him. I reckon it saved him. Had that rolled directly out, had to be deliberate. Brenton Sanderson, he's been on his feet for the entire afternoon. It's going to be tough for him if they head into the bye with a huge loss here. Bernie Vince gains some ground. Adelaide with the numbers. Riley, they need 2 goals in 2 minutes. 9 points the margin. They need to be precise, but they need to be quick. McKay looks up. He's got Talia being hunted down from behind. Launches long. Podsiadly up. Can't mark it. Jenkins. Boundary line. Ball in.
Well, it's getting to the point now where they've got no room for error. They need to get a goal from this and then go back and get another one straight away. There is no room for error. Melbourne just have to try and hold it up.
It's all or nothing now for Adelaide.
Repeat stoppages is all Melbourne wants. What about that? Nearly pick up. Brilliant.
Still in?
Yep.
Not now. Going to be Harris takes it out.
So all Melbourne will try to do is bring the ball back towards the boundary from all these throw-ins. They just repeat stoppage suits them perfectly.
1 minute 36 left.
Adelaide got to try and hook it back in.
And he does. He hooks it. Grigg a chance. Lost it. Kennedy Harris. Turlick under some pressure. McDonald. His kick needs to be good. Adelaide have the numbers waiting for it. Precious seconds ticking down. Brown gets there first. Down to 1 minute and 10. Opens up to Talia. Every Demon player ahead of him. He sits it up. Top of the square. Podsiadly. Up flies Howe. Slowing the crumb. Still a chance, Adelaide. Turlick the steal. Bangs it long. Adelaide with the numbers again. Talia can't mark it. Still a chance. Smith shrugs the tackle. Down to 58 seconds. Again, Podsy sets. Up. Not quite. Oh, not quite. Petrenko. Melbourne holding up brilliantly. Bale slams it wide. Still alive, Adelaide. Hardigan launches long. That was the worst of all possible options. Out on the full.
He had to go back into the corridor. No good trying to kick the miracle goal. He thinks it's all over, Brenton Sanderson. It'll take a miracle to kick 2 goals inside of 40 seconds. That's not much of a better kick.
Gee, that's on the full. They are still a sneaky chance here, Adelaide. They need a mark from this kick.
We have to kick this one.
Needs a mark from this kick. Podsiadly sets. Up they fly. Off hands. Podsiadly!
There it is.
He's got it! They've got 24 seconds left.
22 seconds on the clock. Sando's on the boundary line. They're just going to have to flood here. Bruce,
if you're a Melbourne forward, Brew, if you're a Melbourne forward, don't bother running back to the forward line.
There'll be 4 in the square and there'll be 14 in the back lines.
Well, there's 2 of them going forward.
Maybe they'll keep 1 in the forward line, but
Dawes and Salem forward, they've got to go back. And Dunn, they've got 3 forwards. You can see it's young Viney that's waving to call them back. What's the point of having 3 forwards for 20 seconds?
well,
it's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. It's going to get everyone behind the ball, man.
Well, maybe to compete if you win the clearance, but here we go.
So the seconds tick down. 3 points to margin. Adelaide need a goal. And that's a handy clearance wide. And it rolls and tumbles. And we're down to 13.
And it was Bernie Vince who had the kick.
I tell you, it was a great clearance because they had Jamer and he's still on the bench waiting to get back on. He wasn't there for that ball.
Well, it was a great hit by Jacobs, but there wasn't anyone there to get it.
They're 1 clearance away from the victory. 3 points to margin. There it is. Bale sends him inside 50. And this is huge for Melbourne. The siren will sound. And the Roos resurrection is unfolding before our eyes. Football never ceases to amaze. Even when you think you know, you never know. Adelaide coming off 3 wins in a row. Staring at Melbourne, only had 1 win for the season. And right now, Adelaide will head into the bye outside the top 8. And Melbourne, after an inspiring victory away from home, are full of hope for the future. Bernie Vince, what an afternoon for him against his old side. It started here with his old teammates and smiles, and it's going to finish with smiles.